Hey everybody, this is Ashu here and welcome to my channel. I would like to send all my love from the bottom of my heart to my subscribers. And if you're listening to me right now, I'm also sending all my love and positive energy towards you. So a little bit about my channel. My channel is all about spiritual integration, positive change, shifts in energy, energy healing, and anything to do with laughter yoga, tools of wellness that could help you to uplift your vibration and help you to make your lives better and live your lives better. So I welcome you to my channel, and in this video, I would like to touch upon the topic of why Kundalini, or the energy of spiritual transformation, causes or creates panic when this happens. So if you are undergoing any kind of energetic shifts, if you are into spiritual practices, or if you have been overtaken suddenly by the energy of change and you're wondering what's happening to you, then this video might help you to gain some insights. So in this video, I will be touching upon 3 points: that why Kundalini, or the energy of evolution or energy of physical ascension, is creating chaos in our lives. First of all, it's important to understand that Kundalini is a universal energy which is residing in each one of us, and we are operating through that in our day-to-day lives. But when through your spiritual practices, or even if you're not doing spiritual practices due to some kind of intense emotional events in your life, or due to certain accidents, or due to drug use, Kundalini may be awakened from the base of your spine, and it is like your system is kind of amped up, around 110 to 220 wires up. So you're kind of electrified with a lot of energy that you were not experiencing earlier on, which would lead to a lot of unusual symptoms which you are not used to experiencing in your daily lives. So there are array of symptoms. I have created a lot of videos on that, and I do consult people who come to me after listening to my videos for consultation, and I find that people have different different contexts in which their Kundalini can get awakened, and they wonder in the first phase if they are not aware of it, and then they begin to accept that process and begin to integrate it into their lives. But the initial phases are when your system is suddenly amped up, electrified, and your body and mind, they were not prepared to take in all that lot of energy, is really getting like baking up. It's baking up because you're not used to that much heat, you're not used to that much information to flow through your system, through your channels, subtle channels. So you experience chaos, and once you go through that initial stage of chaos and you begin to make sense of what's happening in your system, you begin to look at life from a different perspective. You begin to understand that you are not what you were believing yourself to be. You are energy. So it is like bringing you into that dimension from where you begin to look through into your life and its events from the lens of energy and light. So first of all, your system is not used to perceiving your life from the perspective of energy. So that creates chaos and panic, because now you have to really bring a lot of transformation and change in the beliefs that you had created for yourself earlier on. Because when you were operating from the 3D dimension, where everything was happening in duality, like you are separate from others and you are separate from the things around you. So this energy is trying to bring you into the reality of knowing that your body and the cells in your body, They are more of made up of material that is love and light, and it's not really only blood and muscle. It is like that kind of dimension you are getting into, that beneath all that, underneath those layers, you are more of a space, you are spaciousness. So it is bringing you to look at life through the focus of energy, and that is really tuning out your older belief patterns, and it is pushing you to tune into looking at your life through different awareness. So basically, it's a yoga of awareness. When the kundalini is getting awakened in your system, it is you are made to practice the yoga of awareness. And yoga of awareness is a slow ongoing process, because it is like you're re-examining your life, you're re-examining your choices, you're re-examining your relationships, you're re-examining your career, and you're re-examining your belief patterns. So it's like, oh my God, so much work to do of re-examination. And then this chaos is happening in that layer of your energetic shift that is happening, because suddenly your body is making you aware of a different kind of existence that was lying dormant within you. And then you were used to living a different kind of existence. So there is that conflict happening in the first stage. So that conflict of looking through the lens of energy, and you were used to looking in the 3D dimension. So it is trying to help you to bridge that gap. And to bridge that gap, you really need to go through a process. You have to travel a road to your own self that will bring you back to your own self, to the understanding that who you are at the deeper level is not what you believed yourself to be. And that is where you will be eliminating and processing all the stresses that you have accumulated inside your cellular memory. So you will be shifting that out. And the process of shifting, is so exhaustive, isn't it? Even if you have to shift your house, you have to take all the furniture out from there, or you have to throw away some furniture. And then you have to go in the process of moving that furniture to a different place. And you need different tools to do that, and different ways you will be doing that. So it's the same process, like it is shifting you from the home where you were feeling very safe and secure inside. You suddenly come to a realization that that is not your true home, and it is like pushing you out of that safety. It is pushing you out of that sense of familiarity. So it becomes very natural for your system to go into fight and flight mode. That is, your survival brain is being triggered during this stage, so that you can access more relaxing and more peace oriented states of your being as you travel through and navigate through this process in a systematic way. So it's very important that once the chaos settles down, that energy requires you to do any kind of inner work that will help in the cleansing process, so that it could flow through your cellular memory, by cleansing your cellular memory of any identifications in the natural universal way, and make you aware of your unity consciousness, through which only you can experience that sense of peace and a sense of a safety that is something cannot be taken away from you, because that is your authentic home, a home where you know that your safety is not dependent or is not coming from your survival brain, but it is coming from your connection with the higher source, which is much above that. So this is the first thing, that your brain is shifting, your body is giving you symptoms, which is creating a shift in your brain to look at your life from the lens of energy, and that is expanding your channels of awareness, and your system was not ready to leave a familiar life and go into a terrain of unknown. So that lack of familiarity with what you're going through is creating panic. So it's very essential that you stay in touch with people, I say it again and again, or talk to people who have gone through these experiences, because they are your reference points to help you stay grounded in your process and bring you into that sense of knowing that whatever is happening is a part of the process. All right. So I do offer consultation in case you want to reach out to me. My link is in the description box below, and you can contact me. Now we come to the second point. The second point is like as your awareness is growing, you are beginning to look at your life from a totally different perspective. It is like you're shedding the old clothes and you're required to wear the new clothes. And you really got to realign your energetic system to these new clothes, because these new clothes, they have a different texture to it. They have a different feel to it. So you are required to shed your old belief patterns. So second stage is your ego identifications are being challenged now. As your awareness is growing, your old belief patterns will definitely fall off in this process. So many tower moments happen in this process during this time, because ego will be resisting in this stage. Your ego is going to resist. The fear is going to emerge and come to the surface, as any kind of fears, any kind of limited thought patterns that separate your sense of self from your universal self, or that separate you from understanding that unity consciousness, that separate you from feeling a sense of safety with other human beings, that ego is going to fall off now. So your insecurities begin to come to surface in that falling off, and that is creating chaos, all anxieties. And especially it depends, like if you have a history of trauma, abuse, drug abuse, or if you have a history of any kind of physical ailment, then you will be particularly sensitive to this energy. Unless you heal and cleanse all your trauma, it may take months, it may take years. So you really need to seek the right guidance. In this process, your system is becoming very sensitive, and you really need to go in a systematic way and through means of surrender and acceptance. These are the key words in this process: surrender and acceptance. If you do not surrender to the process, you will keep swimming in the currents of depression, anxiety, fear, and spaciness. So if you really want to ground yourself back, and after integrating this energy into your new sense of self, into a new energetic self, then you really need to do the work. There is no way you can escape the work. And that work requires you to take a deeper dive into your own sense of self, an honest look at your own fears, honest look at your own belief patterns, honest look at your jealousies, honest look at your anger, honest look at accepting the responsibility for all the shadow aspects of your being. So this is a process that's really bringing you home and making you aware, not to shy off from sadness, not to shy off from depression, not to shy off from crying, not to shy off from acknowledging your jealousy, your hatred, your resentments. If any of these vibrations are emerging in your system, it is not pushing down, it is bringing out everything that has been pushed down over the years in your system through social conditioning. And you are required to take an honest look at it one after another. And that is the beauty of this process, that all these emotions are not bad emotions as the society would put in your head, not to display your emotions. You're asked to take an honest look at these emotions as a healthy way of safeguarding yourself from the danger. When you were young, you adapted to certain defense mechanisms and took to these emotions as a way of saving yourself from the danger, perceived danger in the environment, even though if it was your family environment where the ego needed to feel a sense of safety, we take on some defenses and we push down the original feelings from the fear of being judged. So this process is wanting you to love yourself from inside out and do not surrender to the limited ways of living because you are limitless. So it's trying to create possibilities for you that you're limitless and you have to come out of your limited ways of perceiving and thinking. So second point is that your ego is being challenged to face the fears. Your ego is being challenged to face the truth of your being. Your ego is being challenged to face the reality where you earlier felt you will be judged. It's showing you a mirror that you got to face your fears, you got to face your limitations, and you got to confront them. You got to shake hands with them, and you got to talk to them, communicate to them, and work with them with complete self-compassion and self-awareness so that your system could be cleansed. Your system could be cleansed, and those conditions could be created from where the universal energy of love and light could infiltrate through or pass through your channels. Because how can the pure light and love travel through our system if it has those negative emotions stored in our cellular memory? Everything that we experienced is stored in our cellular memory. And this Kundalini energy, or the energy of physical ascension, its task is to cleanse you, to cleanse all the things from your cellular memory, all the things of ego identifications that are holding you into a duality consciousness, because this duality consciousness will exist unless you cleanse yourself. Because if you cleanse yourself, only then your defense mechanisms are falling off, right? So long as you have in your cellular memory the defense mechanisms, you are separated from others, right? And you're trying to protect yourself from the judgments of others. So when you are truly cleansing and purifying yourself, you're able to see where you are trying to protect yourself, and that kind of awareness will develop, and you will work on yourself more to release the things, the defense mechanisms that are stopping you from accepting that it is your energy layer that is trying to place a judgment on the other person because you are feeling unsafe. So it's really bringing you into self-compassion first so that you can develop the other compassion. So you will come to a stage where you can see that people who are insecure of you, you are able to see through that, and you are able to still radiate love towards them. It is what this energy is trying to do. It is trying to bring you into a real knowing of the unity consciousness so that you are feeling safe enough in your being, in connection with that energy, that another limited human being who is still operating from their defenses are not able to make you feel insecure. And then, it's only then you can be of service to others. You can do something for others. When you are a container, that safe container, you can really operate from a place of pure hearted love and light for others. So this is the second point of ego eradication and all the defenses and fearfulness that comes from that egoic identifications. It's trying to cleanse you so that you can go into the emptiness of your being first and realize when all the ego identifications will fall off, only then you will be able to see that emptiness. And when you're able to see the emptiness even for a few moments, that is a very profound evolutionary experience where you will be able to understand the truth of your being and your connection with everything that exists in the spaciness. Because as the science has also proven, our cells are 99.9% space It is only the stories that we tell to ourselves through our identifications are creating that happiness and drama in our lives, just as the Shakespeare said that this world is a stage and we are all actors and actresses. So you can really begin to see that how you are a part of that drama and existing. And this is a scary stage. Emptiness is a very scary stage when you have a dark night of the soul through that purification process happening, and that spaciness, you're not used to it. And you are having all those other dimension experiences as well in that spaciness of out of body and all that. And you got to really hold your ground in this process and really have someone, if you are not able to take it all by yourself, to hold you and help you. The third stage is when you are experiencing all this, you feel you're in no man's land. So that emptiness and no man's land is something that is creating panic, because our brains are social brains. We want to identify with others, to feel that sense of connection and being present and being alive. So when this emptiness process will overtake you, you will lose suddenly that connection at first. And that is creating chaos. And because your old sense of referencing is dying off, your old identifications are dying off, and new referencing has not been created yet. This is what integration process is going to do to you. It will recreate a new brain structure or ways of looking at life and making choices and perceiving through a different lens of integration. And it is only through this lens that you will begin to tap into a cellular memory of when the cleansing has done. You will be able to tap into more peace, safety, joy, and well-being, because now you are a purified vessel and energy is able to slip through it with ease. So you're able to experience what it means to be a part of that universal energy. And that universal energy is a light energy, it's a light body, it's a space body, and it is free from the constraints of time. So you will have those stages where you will be more in the flow states, and you will just feel the time passes by just like that, even though it has been years or months. So it will be like a different dimensions you will be experiencing of time and space once you've done the purification process and you are in the integration stage. But the first stages are, it's natural if you have not been doing ritualistically spiritual practices and training yourself to awaken your Kundalini, then you're bound to experience chaos, confusion, and a lot of stuff for which you really need guidance and help when you're sailing through this process. So I hope that I'm able to help you in some way. So if you like this video and if you think that I'm able to share some information about the Kundalini awakening process and physical ascension process, then do leave me a comment below. And what would you like to know more about this process? I would be happy to make a video for you. And I send you all my love and light to all wherever you are, in whatever part of the world you are, and stay blessed. I'll see you in another video. Till then, you have a great time. Bye.